This week, Linda Mwananchi storms Western Kenya. Then, is Deputy President Professor Kithure Kindiki in siege? And finally, former Migori Governor Okoth Obado found guilty. This is the Nakala Report. Welcome, folks. Welcome to this week's Nakala Report. Nick, hii wiki kuna maneno mingi sana bwana.
Yeah.
What you said, just a snippet of what we're going to talk about. Of course, we're going to talk more. Kuna maneno mingi sana. Otherwise, how was your week?
Not bad.
Yeah. Ulikuwa Bungoma BGM?
Ilikuwa huko kwa TV. Yeah.
Okay.
Sasa hiyo crowd yote ningeonekania wapi?
Hata nasikia watu walikuwa wanapea Sifuna pesa.
Yeah.
Ulimpea?
Ulisema ana pesa. Alienda kwao kuchukua pesa.
Alienda kuchukua pesa kwao.
Yeah.
Mimi nilikuwa nafikia akienda kwao kuchukua pesa hata announce official yako announce.
Hapana. Linda Mwananchi still a movement.
So still a movement. Party. So we have that and so many much more to talk about. So let's dive right into it. Starting with the Linda Mwananchi thing, yeah? And now the Linda Mwananchi movement received a rousing reception in Western region as thousands lined the roads, while Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna staged homecoming parades in Bungoma County, and may I add Trans Nzoia. The movement traversed the county on Sunday, where they were welcomed by frenzied supporters as the leaders called on the opposition to rally behind Sifuna's 2027 presidential bid. The leaders described Sifuna as the opposition's strongest bet against President William Samoei Ruto. And to quote one, George Natembeya, the Trans Nzoia governor, he said, "If they dish out money, you take it. I want to challenge the united opposition to stand up and say Sifuna tosha." The leaders also hinted at a formation of a new political party, arguing that ODM had abandoned its original ideals and no longer presented or represented the aspirations of the opposition. One Senator Sifuna said of that, and I quote him, "It is evident that they have sold off our party to William Ruto. Now, allow us to look for a different alternative." Nick, weekend Sunday, mambo ilikuwa vulai Bungoma.
Yeah, ilikuwa moto.
And I think this has sent a shockwave across the political spectrum with, I think, many of the players in the political field are going back to the drawing board, because this is something that they never anticipated it, yeah? And some of them even said when this Linda Mwananchi started in February that hii ni moto ya kalatasi. But as things stand now, I think this is taking its own turn, and it's growing into a monster like the likes of tornado and typhoon.
Yeah.
So with all this going on, is Linda Mwananchi the new kid on the block?
Well, Nick, you cannot stop diarrhea using one finger. This is a tsunami. Yeah, diarrhea will always use a diaper. In fact, an adult's diaper. But with one finger, no.
No.
This is a movement that has taken the country to another level. As you can see, I am very sure the likes of Musalia and Moses Wetangula,
Kaput,
they didn't sleep. And if they had, maybe for an hour.
An hour.
Because what they saw was something different. Nobody could pull such a crowd.
They literally saw Sifuna pulling the carpet off their feet.
He did something only one Raila Odinga could ever do. Yeah.
But walimuita, they say ni moto ya gazeti. So I think
sasa ndio wameanza kurealize kumbe ilikuwa kunijakauka vizuri. So unajua kunijakauka vizuri wewe inachomeka pole
alafu kilipuka
inakausha ndio ichome. Sasa hii imeanza kukauka. And we are yet to see so many things. But all is that those old guards should now sit back and watch games being played. They had their time, and it's high time they left the Babus and Sifuna to deliver to Kenyans whatever they want. Well, they had their chance. They didn't deliver.
So actually, one evidence that Sifuna's homecoming in Bungoma has ruffled feather is by I remember the other day, yesterday or some other day, ODM wanataka sasa Oparanya akuwe deputy governor. No, not deputy governor, deputy president. It means they've said that this guy has taken this thing and is running with it. So I think they're trying to mitigate kidogo. Will bringing in Paranya as the deputy presidential candidate be a game changer for Ruto?
Nick, let me remind you of something. It's not ODM. You know, if ODM want to front Paranya, they want to divide the Luya votes.
The Luya votes.
Okay, who can, if you are offered a presidency and they offer so and so deputy president, where will you take? You'll take the presidency.
The presidency, yes.
Okay. And on the other hand, I saw the leaders of the coast also want Joho.
They do, yes.
So Dr. William Ruto is at crossroads. He doesn't know where.
And he doesn't know what to do with the Kindiki either.
Actually, on the same day, for information, he had to ferry people to Busia to attend his rally.
Funyula.
He was in Teso in Funyula.
Oh, Funyula.
He ferried people in school buses.
He wanted to counterattack the rally in Bungoma.
For what reasons? Then he said, how watu hawanijui vizuri. That's panic.
Yeah,
that's panic, Nick.
People have panicked.
Initially, the president never responded to anything Sifuna said. His giant he used to hit at Gachagua only.
And of late he started.
But he has realized kile nilikuwa nadharau
kumbe
kitaniramba.
Yeah, but this is a phenomenon.
A serious one.
Sifuna has grown, is a what do you call matriotic rise.
Yeah.
The guy is not even finished his term as the first
senator.
Yeah. But this could also be, this runs parallel to Obama's story, who did not even finish his first term as senator. So, we'll see how this goes. But I think, Nick, what I'm thinking, personally, I think going forward, the politics of this country should be driven by Mwananchi, not the leaders.
Not the leaders, yeah. And
I think Sifuna's Linda Mwananchi, it's Mwananchi driving it. And that's how comes the even fundraising for them. So this is going to make a lot of political tremors across the country. And of course, we're going to see more realignments. So where does this leave? At first, it was being said that Luo Nyanza will get a deputy.
They initially started that with Wanga. Today they are shifting
to
Paranya. In fact, it's Wanga herself who said that.
Jamaa amenini watu kabisa. Anyway, we just hope that we hope. I mean, we pray for Senator Sifuna. If indeed he's the God-anointed person, then hiyo moto yake yalikuwa nasema imezima, waache endelee kung'aa kama ni ya Mungu.
Yeah.
But pia unajua hata Ruto pia alikuja tu kama Sifuna hivi. He was selling hope. He was selling all those good things, but now look at where we are.
But Ruto has been in politics for so long. And there are so many people who know him well, more than every other person. They knew well that this guy is not saying the truth. Because initially when he was deputy president in the campaigns in 2013, he said they will build 10 stadiums in this country.
Yeah, I remember the Kamarikis, wapi.
Have you ever seen any?
So should we trust Sifuna?
We should.
Okay.
I've seen he's a down-to-earth guy.
But you know, people change. Power gets into your head.
Yeah, you know that.
So yeah.
One little concept that every man can withstand adversity, but if you want to know the real character of a man,
give them power.
And we saw that in the current regime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, and moving on. Deputy President Kithure Kindiki seems to be a man under siege, or should I say, sieke. That was who? Joseph Boynet.
Boynet who said Siege.
Is it Boynet or the other guy?
No, not Boynet.
Kimaiyo.
Kimaiyo, yeah.
Yes. And this follows a directive by President William Ruto through the Chief of Staff and Head of Public Service, Felix Kosgei, that has stripped him of the role of intergovernmental coordination. Professor Kindiki has lost the key devolution department, now to be handled by Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, who will be the link between counties and the national government. And with these duties snatched from Kindiki, he will have no significant duties, but will instead carry out errands for President William Samoei Ruto. Nick, is this history repeating itself? And by the way, before I continue, Dennis Itumbi came out and said, dismissed this report saying it's fake. And just before I interjected myself, I was saying, is this history repeating itself? Because we saw this with Ruto in Uhuru's second term.
Yeah.
We saw some frustration thrown towards Rigathi Gachagua in their first term with Ruto, eventually culminating into his impeachment.
Yeah.
Now it is being said that mambo sio mazuri sana hapa kwa kina Kindiki. Is it true kwanza, according to your own opinion?
It is true. Yeah. With every rumor, there's always a kernel of truth.
Penye kuna moshi,
lazima kuna moto.
Aha.
You know, going back under the last regime, I think the then President Kenyatta was just right to strip off some duties from Dr. Ruto. From Dr. Ruto.
Oh, okay, but he's talking about Kenyatta second.
Yeah. Because the then Deputy President abandoned his duties and started early campaigns. And I remember former President Uhuru saying, mtu atafanyia kazi juu ya gari kila siku. So yeah, that's when he stripped off. He stripped him off some of the duties.
Yes.
And he remained an errand boy. Just like Kindiki has been stripped of the duties. But as for Kindiki's, it's about the, okay, let me say, maybe suppose he didn't deliver in Olkalao. Then it frustrated the president. With all the resources they used. Yeah, I think it's all about frustration.
And I remember Kindiki akijigonga kifua akisema, Olkalao, there's a by-election coming in Olkalao. Hapo ndio tutaheshimiana, heshima itapatikana hapo.
Si heshima ilipatikana.
Heshima ilipatikana.
Yeah.
But is it really Kindiki's fault that Olkalao went the way it went?
No, I think the Olkalao people just sent a message.
So why
that money is not everything?
So why sacrifice?
Kindiki had to be thrown under the bus. Yeah, he didn't deliver, yes, but it's not his fault.
And then again, Nick, transferring these functions to PCS or Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, does it have any connotation? Is this just they're just landing it there because they don't know where to take those functions? What monumental importance is the function, the transferring of the function from Kindiki to Mudavadi? Okay, ama Mudavadi atachukuliwa deputy tena na kuna Oparanya pia kwa hapo.
Maybe those are just disciplinary measures that are putting against Kindiki.
Just to frustrate him.
Yeah, to frustrate him with a promise that maybe next elections he might not be a running mate.
Wameweza kumtumia signals.
Wameweza kumsukuma kando. But I remember some years back, actually it was in 2021, Dr. Ruto was being interviewed by one, was it Kamemegoro? Kamemegoro, yeah. And he said, the time he was stopped from going out, from traveling abroad, yeah. And he said, if he becomes president, he will never frustrate his deputy the way he's being frustrated.
No, that was an interview with Joe Ageyo.
He even said it
with Kamemegoro. Oh.
Yeah.
In fact, he said, I will never allow my deputy to go. How things change, huh?
Yeah.
So what's next for Kindiki? If at all the rumors are true, and of course, penye kuna moshi kuna.
Because even if you read the today's daily, one of the newspapers, actually the Standard, the headline is the poisoned chalice.
The poisoned chalice.
That is the DP's office under Ruto's administration is the poisoned
It
chalice.
has some jinx.
Yeah.
Iko na kausheta, yani iko
Kuna kaushetani fulani ndani yake.
kisirani fulani.
So, and whoever that will be appointed next, nominated next as a deputy president should be wary of that office, because
By the way.
you cannot execute your duties freely. Yeah.
Anyway, so Kindiki sasa imebaki kama mtu wa mkono.
Si nimekwambia yeye atakuwa anambebea tu wale.
Hata hiyo mtu wa mkono I think
Hata
atakuwa anapitwa.
Exactly.
Like remember when Uhuru was still the president, it was sometime at Young he was going to receive foreign leaders.
Yeah.
Sometime he was even sending Raila overlooking his deputy.
Yeah.
So it's going to be even worse, yeah, if that is true. Anyway, we hope that they'll sort their own political
Truth will be found.
Whichever way, politically, administratively, or constitutionally. But Kenya is a jungle of lawlessness. So anybody does anything they want.
Man eat man society.
Man eat man society. And finally, pressure is mounting on Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale to apologize about comments he allegedly made about Kikuyu community, with Land Cabinet Secretary Alice Wahome becoming the latest senior government official to publicly rebuke him. Wahome has called on her cabinet colleague to retract the remarks and issue an apology, saying refusal to do so, despite mounting criticism, was unacceptable. In a statement on X, Wahome said of Duale's comment, Duale's comment had, and I quote her, brought out the worst in him and urged him to withdraw the statements and apologize, quote, apologize profusely to the Kikuyu community. Nick, this back and forth between Duale and Gachagua and hata Anne Waiguru pia ameingia hapo nani. A number of Kikuyu leaders have come out in condemnation of the Hyena remarks by Duale. What is happening here?
Well, in my view, let me start by saying, in actually Africa, the Somali people are the biggest business community.
Business.
Yeah. Then in Kenya here, they're the first, and then the Kikuyu are the second.
Business.
In business.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's news.
Just Google. You find the Somalis are the biggest business people in Africa.
Okay.
In Kenya here, they are number one, and followed by the Kikuyu. So, is it business rivalry or not? Because during his statement, he said that the Kikuyu doesn't want the Somalis to be given ID cards. That's one. Two, he said, no wonder the Kikuyus do not go to Garissa. Do you remember the Garissa university bombing?
Terrorist attack.
Yes.
Yes.
So I'm surprised if he can make such sentiments, and then he says, no wonder the Kikuyus do not step here to Luonyesha Adabu. Is he somewhere in...
Did he really say that?
Yes, he said that.
Oh, okay.
Did he in any way have a hand in that? You know, that guy in the first place, he should not be, he's not supposed to be told to do apologies. He's supposed to be told to resign. Those are not sentiments supposed to come from a leader. He's supposed to resign.
And by the way, talking about the Garissa attack, there's a time when Duale was trying to be linked with, with
the terror groups.
Yes. And of course, you know.
I don't know whether these sentiments were made out of anger, but
so when he said he taught them a lesson,
yes,
it's
and wonder they never come, they never go to Garissa. We taught them a lesson. Yeah.
Okay. And the Hyena comment, do you think that falls under hate speech?
It is hate.
It's hate.
Yeah. It's like they love everything for themselves. Yeah.
And how comes it is only members of the community leadership that is coming out to condemn these sentiments by Duale? I've not seen any other person do it. Even Joho, watu wa huko Nyanza, kina Didmas Baraza, who are kina Sudi. I've not even heard it from any leader of Linda Mwananchi condemning those sentiments. So hii ni vita ya Somali na Kikuyu.
So it was directed at the Kikuyu. He targeted them. That's why it's like, okay, jipiganeni vita yenu huko kwanza. If it gets out of control, maybe that's when these other leaders will enter into the discussions.
Nick Aden Duale is a cabinet secretary, yeah? Alice Wahome is a cabinet secretary. These people sit in the cabinet, yeah? I think they have their meetings on Thursdays,
yeah.
So how are they going to face one another in that meeting tomorrow?
They should, because it's a mandatory meeting.
And then should the president intervene and tell them you tone down?
He should. He should intervene. I don't know, Duale is the president's, actually the most preferred person in his cabinet. He loves that guy so much. He's been loyal to him for so long. So there's no way the president can fire that guy. Not unless public outcry to force him to resign. Yeah. But the president cannot.
But in Duale's defense, Duale has been a loudmouth and he uropokwa. So maybe this ilikuwa tu
slip of the tongue.
Eh? But the fact that he mentioned a specific community and pointed
I remember, was it during the Gen Z's uprisings? I remember Farah Maalim once said that if he could have been president, he would have
killed around 30,000 or something.
And nothing happened to him.
Hey. Anyway, so these are, and heading to the elections, I think statements like this
are not supposed to arise.
And the concerned parties should be very watchful of such statements. And by the way, it's not just this one. There have been so many statements made around. I don't know why they just, anyway, ni sawa. So I hope the government is watching, because heading into the elections, things are going to heat up, and this kind of statements, which are definitely going to set communities against one another, is not something that we want to see, because we could land ourselves in very hot soup next year, before or even after the elections. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned when we come back. Thank you, Nots. Welcome back, folks, and welcome to our thank you notes. As usual, we don't like ending the show without thanking a few people, a few things, a few instances that has been remarkable for the week. And Nick, we at least thank 3 people. Who are we thanking first?
The NCIC, National Cohesion and Integration Commission.
NCIC.
Yeah.
All right. But then Leona walitoana. They summoned at least 10 leaders.
They summoned, a good number of leaders.
What we were just talking about in the other segment, actually, it spills here, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is one of the bodies that is mandated with observing order in terms of incitements and tribal hate speech and all those kind of things, yeah? All right, so let's thank NCIC. Here we go. Thank you, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, for summoning 10 leaders to answer charges on hate speech and other violations. Nick, there are so many leaders. Kwa hiyo list ya NCIC kuna Duale mwenye tumeongelelea. There is Ruku, Public Service CS. There is Polo Tuoma. There is
former DP Rigathi Gachagua.
Former DP Rigathi Gachagua. And
Sirisia MP
Waluke. Gikaria, Nakuru, I don't know what's Nakuru West or East MP. And so many other MPs. Do you think that NCIC is a formidable outfit that can be able to reign on in this kind of things? This is just...
Nick, this is just an institution that was made to fight hate speech incitements. These are the things
But
that
is
are
it-
tribal related.
Is it really, does it do its
I've
work?
never, I don't know if I've ever seen at any time NCIC taking someone to court. They'll only summon you, they interrogate you, and then the whole thing goes down quietly. I've never seen anyone being arrested. Okay, like this Sirisia member of parliament, Waluke once said that if those Linda Mwananchi brigades come here, they should remember he was once a soldier.
To Bungoma now?
Yes. He was once a soldier. What did he mean? Threatening politicians?
That's threatening.
But I saw the Linda Mwananchi went there. There were no police officers. There were no violence. There were no goons. So in short, if you use derogatory language like what Waluke said, but then something like that happens, like, okay, goons are here. Will it be bad to say that Waluke ordered goons to interrupt with the rally, a peaceful rally?
Oh yeah.
Because he said, wasikuje hapa,
Wasikuje hapa. That's a
wakumbuke mimi
threat.
nilikuwa mwanajeshi.
That is threatening, actually. And Nick, another thing also. So all of a sudden, NCIC imeamka. Because this is not the first time people are making disparaging remarks and making inflammatory things. Because unakumbuka one engineer, Sudi, alisema kwamba Ruto is two term na hakuna nchi yenye mtafanya. Hakuna rais ameshaenda one term na kama kura itaita nini tutajaza.
Yeah, he said that.
Another woman right from, is it Garissa Wajir or Mandera, also said the same thing, yeah? And I remember before Senator Godfrey Osotsi was attacked in Kisumu, there is a former MP, I think somebody Ouda, who during an ODM rally in Kisumu or a meeting in Kisumu, alisema kwamba linda wananchi wasijaribu kuja hapa. And if they come, we will send them to Sayuni. And sure enough, Osotsi went to Kisumu and he was attacked. Yeah. So there have been so many threats. And even this Kamket guy from Baringo, he's also issued some, alisema ataleta watu Nairobi, wafanye nini? Waandamane, wapige wale waandamanaji. So is it just that now that saizi ndio NCIC wanaamka because these things have been there, they've been doing nothing, and wamekuja tu hiyo kati ya Hyena whatever, ya Duale na Gachagua na Otuoma, of course juzi
I don't know what Otuoma is there for.
No, Otuoma said that in Busia that kila mtu atarudi kwao, kwetu hakutakuwa na, everybody will have to go back to their place. And that very week some blogger was attacked in Busia. Don't remember the story. And in fact he was beaten thoroughly, and it was a very big problem.
But of late, Busia has had insecurity. There's a lady who was shot coming from the gym. Yeah, I think she's been buried. She was shot last month. Early this month. Yeah.
Anyway, so thank you NCIC for at least coming out to call out these leaders and maybe summon them. But we only hope that you can actually do something about it, not just summon them and they come, you do interviews, na mambo inaisha huko, because there will be no, when there's no consequences, it means this thing will only continue. Nika, we should thank somebody else. Who do you think we should thank?
Let's thank Sifuna for exposing his own house.
Did he expose their own house ama ni media ilikuwa na okay?
No, aliwaambia I'll show you my house. If I become president and build a 5-story building, know that I've stolen from you.
Aha. All right, so let's thank Watenya Sifuna Edwin. All right, here we go. Thank you, Nairobi Senator Edwin Watenya Sifuna, for showing your modest house in Ushago. Nick, Sifuna's house is very modest, and I think even yesterday he was in Okwara's show, Citizen, yeah? And he was asked about that thing. Of course, Junet Mohammed had alleged that he got millions from the impeachment of Gachagua. Na kujenga nayo nyumba, ali-spend kwa warembo. So, Sifuna in his defense said that he likes being modest, of course. And he gave an example of the former Prime Minister, the late, who he says he's Opoda home, but it's true. See at Sio Gorofa, just near Chini too. And he says even his current home is also the same. And like you are saying that, he's saying that if he gets into power now, he builds something magnificent, he should be asked why or where he got those money. And I think, to his credit, I think that's the way it should go. You know, these leaders who have homes, like 10 homes, they get into power when they don't have anything, and then they get into power, and somebody becomes a billionaire, trillionaire, from nowhere. I think they should be, even, I think presidential candidates, and even all candidates, should be made to declare their wealth before getting into office.
But it's supposed to be in the constitution.
It's there, but
it is, yeah.
It's there, but they don't do it.
They don't. Well, why should you have 10 houses? Do you sleep in those houses at the same time?
Leave alone even 10 houses. Even two beds. You cannot sleep in 2 beds in a night.
This part amazes me. Then it becomes something public, like you insult somebody for having such a modest house. And there are those who do not have houses. And there are MPs also who ascended into their offices in a single room. Yeah.
Like Salasia.
Today.
Ama?
Yes. Na riding a bicycle.
But like Salasia alikuwa na nyumba ya mawe, ya matope, yeah?
Yeah. Na sasa yeye ndiye anatusi ya Sifuna. They amaze me. You know, they talk of Sifuna, like, I just read a tweet from MP Jalango that Sifuna has no money and he cannot be elected. Jalango forgets that he was just a comedian.
He was a fishmonger first.
Yes, a fishmonger first. So the same God that took him from fishing to being a comedian and to being an MP is the same God that will relieve Sifuna of all these insults and give him something bigger than this. So they should mock his house. They should not mock his house.
But you know, let me tell you, Nick, I think my thinking is that this is the direction we should take, yeah? You see, like the way Sifuna was being handed a few minutes here and there, yeah? It's about time Mwananchi take these campaigns into their own hands, like it happens in places like US, yeah?
US, yes.
Remember Obama when he was running for office, he didn't have anything. In fact, he was still paying student debt.
Yeah.
Alikuwa nalipa deni ya university, ya Harvard. But he got elected because what people fail to understand is that, but what do they do with this money that this manager Jalango is talking about? Si ni kuhonga watu. And most of the time, I always say, most of the time, if somebody who has been in office is offering you money for you to elect him or her, it just means one thing: he has failed or she has failed in her duties.
He or she is incompetent.
Is incompetent.
Yeah.
Because if he had done something tangible, he wouldn't have to bribe you.
He didn't need to tell you, okay, I just want to have a second term.
Yes, and you will give him.
People say, okay.
Or her.
And there are others who can say, no, you can go even unopposed.
Yes.
Because of your work.
Because of your work. A good example is Ken Okot, the late,
yes.
Kibra. He never used to campaign using money. Kibaki.
Yeah.
And I think even now, Ndindi Nyoro, we will not campaign using Nyoro because his work speaks for him. But ukiona hii mtu anatafuta pesa ya kufanya, inamaanisha hajafanya kazi. And one thing that the electorates fail to understand or get is that this money that these people are bringing you, ni pesa yako wameiba. Si ati ni pesa yao. So they steal from you like $1 million, they bring you 1,000 and you are there clapping. So this culture of money, I think, should just desist from politics completely. You know how
it's changing. I'm seeing it change.
We hope it's going to change. So Sifuna, thank you very much for not being ashamed of your humble or modest housing or whatever. And we hope that if at all you get elected to that office, you will remain humble. Ama atakuja kubadilisha state house tena venye Ruto amebadilisha.
State house hii yetu hii. Unaibadilisha nini utaiacha hapo? You will carry it to your own place.
Anyway, thank you Sifuna. I hope that you'll remain modest, and when you get there, please do what Mwananchi sent you to do. If you don't get there, pia kuna next time. Nick, one last person we should thank.
Let's thank the courts.
The courts.
In Obado's case.
Obado's case. Oh, Sharon.
Yeah.
Hey, Sharon and Obado, of course, and the case, yeah? So we thank Obado or the courts?
We thank the courts.
All right, so here we go. Was it the High Court or the Magistrates Court?
The High Court.
High Court.
High Court.
All right. Thank you, the High Court in Milimani, for finally giving justice to the late Rongo student Sharon Otieno. And of course, Nick, it is not just Sharon only. She had a baby in her womb.
Yeah.
So those are 2 murders.
One innocent. Okay, both innocent actually. Yeah.
So Nick, I've seen some leaders like Migori Governor Ochilo Ayako currently saying that he's praying for Obado. He hopes Obado's family gets peace. Are these leaders just wamerogwa ama nini? Somebody has died, and you've been placed at the scene of the murder, either directly or indirectly, and you know such cases needs a proof beyond doubt, which has been done by the prosecution.
Yeah.
And then a governor comes and say that here naonea Obado huruma.
You know, politicians are very funny people. No wonder if you are shot dead in the streets, they'll only come there, say, yeah, he was an electorate to my area, they bury and they forget. So, in Uchilo Ayako's opinion, like my view, in Uchilo Ayako's view, it's like, after all, Sharon died. Even if you jail Obado, she won't come back. But we only want justice. The family wants justice.
Exactly, justice.
See, much as the case was dragged for 80 years, but justice has to be found.
Yeah.
So that it can be a wake-up call for other leaders who just do things knowing well that after all, I'll use my money. And I think it's the money that has dragged that case that long.
Yeah, and I think what you just said, the lesson should be for leaders.
Yeah.
Thinking that you can use your influence, you can use your money or your name to evade justice or cause harm to others and just go
scot-free. No.
Yeah. This should be a lesson to leaders that...
And I would appreciate... There is this young man from... A 31-year-old young man from Kisumu who killed his wife and children and aunt and uncle in 2024. Just the other day, the court found him guilty on 4 accounts. And for once, I've heard that he's been sentenced to be hanged.
Do they still have hanging?
I was surprised.
Death sentence?
I was surprised that it is death sentence. Yeah.
Okay. But of course...
So he was given is it 14 days to appeal?
14 days.
Yeah, to appeal the ruling. So maybe it can come back to life. Yeah.
But even Obado's case, we still don't know what... Because the
24th,
sentencing is tomorrow.
24th of August.
24th of August.
Yeah.
That's when he's going to be sentenced.
Yeah.
And does he still have a chance to appeal?
I don't know. I don't know. But I was happy he went to the courts with a SUV and left in a prison's van.
Yeah, and like you said, this should be a waking up call.
It should be a wake-up call
to leaders, because we've had so many leaders before Obado who've been incriminated in this kind of things. Na hakuna hata mmoja amenini.
Didmas Baraza shot someone.
Aisha Jumwa.
Even Babu.
Yes.
Though he didn't kill. But all these things
zinaenda chini ya
just
maji.
squashed, yeah.
Even there's Mercy Keino There've been so many of these politicians involved in these kind of things, but they just go scot-free. So this should be a wake-up call. And thank you very much, the Milimani Court or the courts, for pronouncing yourself and throwing your verdict and convicting Migori, former Migori governor, former Migori governor Okoth Obado, on the murder of Sharon, the former student, Rongo University student Sharon Otieno, and her unborn baby. And we hope that this is going to serve as a lesson to future people or leaders who may think that they're above the law. You know, Obama said one thing when he was opening his library, Nick. Alisema that nobody should be above the law and nobody should feel beneath. The law should not, nobody should be beneath the protection of the same law. Yeah. Nobody should be above the law and nobody should be beneath the protection.
The protection of the law.
Yeah. That is what should be happening. So thank you very much for staying with us. Please follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, WhatsApp, Twitter, and YouTube. And please subscribe on the Mint Glint Media to keep tab with our next show next week. Thank you very much. Good night and a lovely week.
Oh.
Sasa siku hizi ukiua mtu kuna consequences.
Kabisa.
Yeah.